Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another podcast. Welcome back to the Wiener Boy podcast. If you guys are new around here, my name is Long Transaction. I feel like I should introduce myself at the beginning of these podcasts, in spite of the fact that I don't think I gain any viewership from this. I think it just slowly declines. But that's not why we're here. Well, it kind of is. I feel like, as someone who strives to entertain people, my goal should be to entertain as many people as possible. But what if? Why am I talking like a wiener? This is something I was thinking about. This is the podcast where I basically just vent my ideas, and you guys are my therapists. So, hello, Sally, if you're watching. But I was thinking about how if I consider myself to be an entertainer, or I want to be an entertainer, my goal is to have as many people entertained as possible. But let's say you have one person who gets entertained by 10 utility points, and then you have 5 people who get entertained by 1 utility point. You've entertained one person with 10 utility points, so in total, the world has gained 10 utility points. Whereas you've entertained 5 people, and you've entertained them each one to equal a total of 5 utility points. So in this situation, you've entertained more people, but the world has gained less utility points for entertainment. This is the most economic thing I've ever done on this channel. If you didn't know, I did study economics. I have a major. I have a diploma, which I have not unpacked. It's still in the folder. I've had it for like a year. So what is my goal? Am I trying to entertain as many people, or am I trying to create the best quality content, which is not that great? I don't know. I think that's an interesting question for YouTube, because if you go by quantity over quality is basically what this comes down to. I think YouTube favors quantity by it's not even a questionable decision at this point. It's just YouTube definitely favors quantity. It's because quantity for them equals more watch time. Watch time equals advertisements. It's the same thing I heard on the Tiny Meat Gang podcast. Go check that out. It's a really good podcast. They were talking about how with streaming services, because all music is now on streaming services, people will just throw on random songs to make the numbers go up. So instead of an album being, usually I've seen albums like 10 to 12 songs, you see albums that are like 18 songs, just because people will listen to the whole thing and then they'll get to like track 15 and it's just, I don't know, it's Kanye West in the background going, yeah, yeah. And that's for 3 minutes, and that's a song, but it makes, 1 minute of Kanye West going, yeah, yeah, is the same as 1 minute of listening to Chopin in terms of streaming services. This is interesting reference I made there. You know who would compare themselves to Chopin? Is Kanye West, because he thinks he's an artist. I have to say, this might be blasphemous for some people, but I don't like Kanye West, and I've never liked his music, and I've always been really confused why he was so popular. I've never understood it. I feel like Kanye West is famous and popular, and people think that he's good. Like, people will say Kanye West is one of the greatest artists of our generation. And it's because he said it so much that he's just set it into existence. Like, if I kept saying, if I just kept saying I am the best YouTuber in the world, and I just said it to everyone, eventually they would all believe it. It's what I'm saying. I don't know if that's true, but I feel like that's how Kanye West has become famous. And then he married Kim Kardashian. So it's just saying that you're really famous and being strange and eccentric. Kanye West is the poster boy for what YouTube has become. With YouTube is just kind of like, how far can I push this before something strange happens? But thing about quantity versus quality for me. While I think it's because YouTube watch time is the driving factor. It's not like someone at YouTube is saying, "No, I like more videos as opposed to very good videos." No one's actually saying that. But I think it's just the fact that if you get more watch time, then you're probably going to be recommended more. Whereas you could have someone, but then that's what I've always heard from people. People have always said that, and I've just kind of believed it because it's made sense to me. If you make more videos, then you're likely to be featured more often because YouTube wants the money. But then I think about a channel like Primitive Technology, and he posts maybe once a month if we're lucky, twice a month maybe. But I always see those videos and they have millions of views and they're always on the trending page. So is it true that you have to make you just have to have quantity over quality, or is that something that has been set into belief? Has that just been set into existence? And so with me, as someone who strives to entertain poorly, there's part of me that always wants to create like a longer term project, whether it's a video or it's music or a music video. I don't know, anything like that. And those videos can take like 20... What am I saying? Those videos can take a long time. They can take like 2 weeks. Or I'm thinking about how long it took me to make that 5K crew. The 5K crew, so for that, I wrote the song. I went to my friend's house to record it. So I made the song, I made the beat, wrote the lyrics. Making the song itself probably took, I don't know, 10 to 15 hours. Then writing or making the video in terms of recording it probably took 3 or 4 hours. Then editing it took maybe 3 or 4 hours. So I probably spent like in total a day. Maybe that's at least a day. I probably spent more. I don't know. And so with something like that, I feel like that goes into the longer term project because I spent a really long time on that as compared to a FIFA video that I can do start to finish probably 2 to 3 hours. So 2 to 3 hours is compared to a full day basically. And then with the way that I've set up my system on YouTube, because I was posting music and stuff not related to FIFA onto a Long Transaction channel. I was posting podcasts like these on Long Transaction, but they weren't really received as well as I was hoping, because people would be like, just stick to FIFA, or this isn't FIFA, downvote. Which kind of, I understand people want to see FIFA because it's like a FIFA channel. It'd be like if Primitive Technology started making food reviews. I'd be like, what the hell is this? This is not my... Antoine Griezmann, what are you doing? But, so from the viewer's perspective, it's like, this isn't what I signed up for. But then from my perspective, specifically because this channel just hit 200 subscribers. So shout out to you guys, 200 subscribers. That's not bad. But 200 subscribers is compared to the almost 7,500 on Long Transaction, which also is not that much. But compared to this channel, it's a huge amount. I feel kind of stupid, or I feel kind of like I'm missing out on something by posting videos onto this channel, just because I know how difficult it is, and it was, to get Long Transaction up to 7,000, which, by the way, as I mentioned before, 7,000 subscribers isn't even that much. But I know how long it takes to do something like that. So now I'm basically I'm not starting over because I have people coming from that channel, but not a huge percent. Like, I don't know what 200 divided by 7,000 is, but it's not a massive amount of the people that came from that channel who are coming over here to watch these podcasts. And I might get like 50 views on a podcast. And so it's like quantity over quality. I'm not saying that these podcasts take less time to make than a FIFA video, but I think that they might have more quality within them because it's not the same thing. I don't like. I think with a FIFA video, it's kind of become just the same thing. And I've watched FIFA videos for 4 years now, probably, and I don't watch any FIFA videos anymore. And I'm just wondering if you guys still like FIFA videos. I don't know. I feel like it just gets boring after a while to see the same thing over. I've always referenced like chewing a piece of gum. And for me, I always think that if you chew a piece of gum way too long, no matter how good the taste is of the gum and how long the flavor lasts, the flavor eventually is going to disappear. Like you're going to use all of it up, and you're just basically chewing a piece of rubber. At that point, you spit it out. So I think that, I guess from my perspective, the FIFA interest has, like, the flavor has gone away. I don't really have any interest anymore. So I don't know if I'm going to buy FIFA 19 because the game is just not as fun as it used to be. And I feel like I could keep trudging along this path of making a FIFA video, doing FIFA series, and I'd probably eventually hit like 15,000 subscribers or 20,000. But at the rate that I'm going, it's probably, I might gain, I'm trying to think. If I do the player reviews, I could probably be up to like 8 or 9,000. But if I just do a FIFA series, it's going to be around, I don't know, I would say in 1 year I might be at like 10,000, something like that. And so it's not very rapid growth. And so I'm not getting rapid growth, which means I'm not really getting too much money. And I don't care about money, but the money just makes it kind of confirms it for me. If you make money on something, then that means it's feasible as a job. And that wouldn't be a problem, like, if it were a hobby. And this was a hobby, but then it's become to the point where it's almost like I come home from work and then I'm like, oh, damn it, I have to go make a video. It's basically like another job after my job. The only thing that has been keeping me from just ending FIFA stuff, because I don't like the gameplay, recording videos has become a little bit tedious. Editing has become a little tedious because I basically edit the same thing. I think I mentioned this like 2 podcasts ago. But the only thing that has kept me is you guys watching, the audience and the comments. Because I don't know why. That is the most interesting part of all of YouTube for me, is just interacting with fans and interacting with people. They don't even have to like me. Just as long as someone writes a comment, I'm interested. And it sucks that I guess this is a thing that YouTubers they get over time. They stop having an interest for what they've been doing for a while. I think that's just part of human nature. Because I'm thinking about how you used to have all these channels that would do like daily vlogs, or even if you guys watch David Dobrik, his vlogs. I listened to his podcast, and he mentioned that he was planning on stopping the vlog at 420 vlogs, which, if you know, those videos get 2 million, 3 million views. I think he got demonetized though, so he barely makes anything. But still, you get millions of views, interaction, you get people coming to your channel and they buy merch and stuff like that. So he still makes good money. He's like a multi-millionaire. But it's like you just keep doing the same thing over and over again, and you just get bored of it. And as someone who, I like to think of myself as being kind of creative, you just feel drained, and you're like, is this really all I can do? Because I'll tell you that at my job, it's kind of reached the point. I've been there for like 3 months now. I'm not going to quit or anything, but it's gotten to the point where I pretty much can just lay out exactly what I'm going to do. This is something I would always do at my other two jobs that I don't work at anymore. And it just, oh my gosh, it was so sad to do. This, if you don't know what I'm saying, basically the night before, I would be like, all right, I'm about to go to sleep. I can tell you exactly how the day is going to pan out tomorrow. I'm going to wake up at 8. I'm going to get dressed. I'm going to leave at 9:15. I'll arrive at work at 9:28. I'll walk into work. I'll grab the silverware and I'll wash it. And then I'll go out and I'll dry off the silverware and I'll put it on one of those big black trays that you carry the food on. Then I will put the silver away after I've shined it. Then I'll check to see how many napkins we have. If we need napkins, I'll go upstairs and I'll fold a box of them. Then I'll make sure that the silverware is set in the dining table. Make sure everything's positioned. And just get the restaurant ready. And like, without a doubt, that was exactly what I was going to do. And then I could go even further. I'd be like, all right, it's at 2 o'clock. Here are my options. I'm either going to be leaving, I might be eating, or I'm waiting for some people, some guests to leave the restaurant because they're still eating. And I'm like, those are the only 3 options. There's basically nothing else that could happen. And it's just like, you know exactly how your day is going to pan out before it even starts. And you're just thinking, wow, is this really what it's become? But the thing is, I don't know if that's an issue or if that's a problem. I think it's just how life is, where you can reach a certain point where everything is you've kind of realized what's going on. That's why I liked being I guess that's why being a little kid you always think of it as being really cool, because when you're little and you don't really understand how the world works, every day is like a new thing to you. I guess when I was in elementary school, I never paid attention to anything because I would never play that game that I just did where I walked through my day tomorrow. Like, I'm thinking right now of tomorrow, which would be Sunday, and I could pretty much pan out my day, and there's going to be relatively little difference to what I say in my head. And maybe this is just because it's life, or maybe it's because I don't do anything with my life except like grind. I grind on these videos. Another reason why I don't really, like I said that I might not buy FIFA 19. I don't know. It's kind of up in the air. Another reason, I was thinking about this the other day. My mind gets to just wander because I spend so much time in traffic that my mind just like goes places, and it's kind of weird. By the way, if you're wondering why I never did the video podcast where I'm in my car during traffic, because those would be really strange. Like, my mind would just wander really far. The audio is always just terrible, and I don't know how to fix it. I don't have this mic, and I can't put it in my car. So I might do it. I think I know what I would have to buy, but it'd be like $200. And I don't really want to get into this mode of like, oh, I just got to keep buying stuff to improve the quality of my videos. Because that's not really what it's about. It's about like just finding the viewership. The stuff that I own is more than enough to have a successful YouTube channel. It just hasn't happened. And I mean, that's just how it is. But shoot, what was I gonna say? Oh, I lost my train of thought because I was self-deprecating myself. I guess this is an interesting thing I was also thinking about with YouTube. Do you guys think that YouTube is more about luck, or is it more about quality? The reason I ask this is because I've watched videos, and I've seen people, and they have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers or like millions of subscribers. And I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, because I definitely am not the best content creator in the world. It's just a fact. I am not. I don't make the best quality content, and I don't claim I do. But some of these people, like, I can just tell their content, I don't know, this is like hard to say, but for me, their content isn't good. And I don't know, the quality might be bad. It might just be a really boring vlog where nothing happens, but they still have, because of their name or something, they'll have like hundreds of thousands of views. or like millions of views and likes, and I'm just like, what? How did this happen? I'll give you a more specific example. I was watching this video. I won't say who it was, but it was basically their vlog, and it was a girl who was the vlogger, and it was just, I watched like 5 minutes of it, and it was just so boring. Nothing happened. It would basically be like, hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today it's sunny outside, and I'm gonna go to the mall. I'll see you guys there. And then it just cuts to her, hey guys, I'm at the mall. We just bought these jeans. They're really great. Now I'm gonna go try to get some food because I'm really hungry. And then it cuts to her, and she's like eating, hey guys, I'm just eating this food. And I'm sitting there like, what is this? You're just taking me through your day. I guess if you're not used to that, like maybe you're from some country where you don't just go to the malls, or you're trying to figure out what life in the United States is or something, maybe that interests you. But for me, it's just like watching someone go about their day, but they're talking to a camera, and I'm like, why is this interesting? How is this interesting at all? Maybe for some people it is. Maybe when I was younger, I used to watch those, and now I don't. But I'm almost 100% sure. If I did, I've always actually wanted to try this. If I did word for word and shot for shot a video like that, like a vlog, there's no way I would get more than like 100 views, and there's no way people would be like, great video, thumbs up. I want to try. That's actually a kind of interesting idea. Recreating X person vlog, just to see how many views it would get. This is similar to the Tim Riggins experiment that I wanted to do, but I never follow through on things because I'm a mug. I don't know if I mentioned this before. I need to have a running tally of stuff I've mentioned on the podcast. But the Tim Riggins experiment was, I created a YouTube channel last year, probably in March or April, and I wanted to see how many subscribers I could get if I just did like a sub for sub kind of thing where I had one video and it was just really bad. And it's like, hey guys, welcome to my channel. We're going to review technology. And then I went and subscribed to a bunch of other people, and I commented on their videos saying, hey man, sub for sub. And I think I got about 60 subscribers or something, which is kind of nuts because I have 67 current subscribers on my Long Transaction Vivo account, which I actually put a lot of effort into those videos, and I have 67 subscribers, whereas just literally taking the piss, good use of the expression, I got 60. I got about the same amount, and I made one video that took me like 2 minutes. I don't know, man. It's just, it's rough, because I feel like I kind of got into the YouTube game a little bit too late. And at the same time, I mean, it's easy to make excuses. Maybe I'm the LeBron James of, I'm the LeBron James. I just make excuses. You can call me the excuse James. Because there are YouTubers who came after me and they surpassed me like easily. But part of it is I don't want to kind of fall into a weird area in my videos, because there was a point on this channel. I made the Lolo puns video, which is like basically just making fun of Lele Pons, which I think is a funny video, and I like watching those kinds of videos where you just kind of make fun of someone, but at the same time I'm like, it's kind of mean, or I don't know if I'm not a huge fan of just like making fun of people in general, because I think everything would come back to bite you. I'm not the kind of person who wants to burn bridges. I like to make as many bridges as possible. I don't want to build any walls and like shut off people. Even if I don't like Jake Paul. I don't think he's a good person. I don't really like what he stands for. But I don't want to. I already did this. I made a video making fun of him and Logan Paul. But I don't want to be known as the guy who just made fun of Logan Paul and Jake Paul. like I'll let other people do that and I'll watch it and I'll really enjoy those kinds of videos, but I don't want to do it myself. And those commentary channels seems to be pretty popular now. But I think I just missed the FIFA train by about, I'd say, a year and a half or 2 years, which really sucks because, well, actually, now that I say that, does it really suck? Or maybe it's a blessing in disguise, because I probably would still hate FIFA. Like, the fact that I had more subscribers and more viewers wouldn't change the fact that I'm not a huge fan of FIFA. If anything, I would be letting more people down if I chose to stop posting videos. Isn't that interesting? This is why I like the podcast. I've titled this the Wiener Boy Podcast, and I've also titled it The Podcast. I think The Podcast sounds a little bit more official than the Wiener Boy Podcast. But that actually, I wasn't thinking about that. The reason I've made this podcast is, one, to try to entertain you, and also because it helps me work out things in my head. I'm more of the kind of guy who I'll always be thinking of stuff. Like I've always been thinking about these things. I've been thinking about these things while I've been driving to and from work. It's just not constantly, but it's stuff that comes up. But I never really process it because it's just like a thought will come in my head. And it's like, you should have started YouTube earlier. And then it disappears. It like floats away. But here I have to actually try to communicate something to you guys. So it helps me to work things out. That's why you guys are my therapists. Welcome to the therapy channel. So yeah, I've actually never thought about that I would have been letting down more people or disappointing more people. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure all of the sidemen, like all of them, they stopped putting out FIFA videos, and they seem to still be doing pretty well. So maybe I was wrong. I wonder if I have to start a group. You know, I have a gnome. I have some stray cats that come around. We could start a group. We couldn't be the sidemen, though, because that's taken. Maybe if you guys want to join. You know what I've always thought about? I don't think I collaborate enough on YouTube, but it's probably because I don't trust people. And I always want to just do my own thing. Even in real life, I don't collaborate that much with others. Whenever we had a group project, I would work with other people, but I would always want to take it my own direction. Because I'm kind of where I like to have control over things. And if it's not the exact way that I want it, I'm just like, well, this is stupid. I don't like it. But maybe I'm thinking I could collaborate more with people. But I don't know, man. I don't want to play FIFA. I don't really like it. I don't know. I think I might move to Montana. You know who moved to Montana? I'm basically following John Mayer's life without all the cool stuff. Just the emotional breakdown part. He moved to Montana because he wanted to get away from everything. And I was thinking that'd be kind of sweet. I can't do it because I have a job. But eventually, you know what I'm thinking? When I retire at the age of 30, I'm going to move to Montana and just live in a cabin. And I'll grow a beard, which I can't do, actually. I'll need to get hair transplants before all of this. But I might move to Montana, be in a log cabin, be self-sufficient. Part of this might just be because social media is probably really bad for you. This video could be titled, "This is what social media does to you," which is it basically just fries your brain so you can't think of anything except for trying to get clicks. That's pretty accurate, I'd say. What do I do? I've heard I heard the H3H3 podcast, they were talking about this. They think they took a week off of social media stuff, and they said they were basically addicted. I'm not addicted to Instagram, but I do just reflexively type in Facebook when I go there, and I look at it for maybe like 10 minutes, and I'm like, oh, this is all boring, and I'll leave. I would say I probably check YouTube to see how many notifications I have at least 75 times a day. Actually, that might be I don't know. I'm not good at guessing stuff like that. But I'd say probably at least 50 times a day. And my excuse is always because I'm like, I have to check for comments because that is part of my job. But then it's like I'll go there and there won't be a comment, but then I'll still be like, well, maybe there's a comment, but it's just not popping up with a notification. So then I'll go into the creator studio and I'll go to like community and I'll be like, oh, nope, I've read all these. And I don't know, maybe I'm one day hoping that I just go there and then there's a comment that says, hey, long transaction, we've been watching you for about 4 years. We just wanted to see how long you could take it. And now here are 1 million subscribers. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I knew it was going to happen the whole time. And then YouTube goes, yeah, good job. 2 thumbs up, Creator Studio. I get this problem where I was thinking about not doing this podcast because I wanted to live stream some Fortnite. But I can tell you exactly what's going to happen if I live stream Fortnite. I'll get about 20 viewers. People are going to be like, LT, can we play? And I'll be like, I just want to play solos right now. I like playing with other people, but it's annoying because you'll have people who just jump in and be like, oh, can I get the next game? And then I would have to like kick out the people who I'm playing with. And then at the same time, for some reason, my mic doesn't work, so I can't talk to them. I don't know. It's just weird. Like the couple times that I did play with people, I had fun. It was fun. But I assume like you can't hope for stuff. Here's a analogy. When I used to play chess a lot, and I would watch this guy. If you know who Hutch is, he used to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Big Call of Duty guy, now plays Fortnite. He gets like 500 viewers per stream. I like him. I'm a subscriber on Twitch. The only guy I subscribe to on Twitch. He had a series where he was playing chess with a grandmaster. Wait, was it? No, sorry. This is something different. But I was watching this guy explain the basics of chess. Which is kind of like what that series was about. It was about this grandmaster who's like really good explaining basic moves to Hutch, he's better than I am, but he's kind of, I'd say he's intermediate at chess, so not grandmaster level. But I was watching this other guy who was the Chess Network. I'm such a chess nerd. The Chess Network is this cool guy who makes chess videos, and he had one beginner series, I think it was. And one of his points was you can't play hope chess. And what hope chess is it's just the idea that you make a move and you kind of hope it works. And that's not how chess works, because chess is about calculations, figuring out what the opponent's going to make. And so that one tip, while I realized when I played chess, like I didn't always know what I was doing, but I did play hope chess quite a bit because I was just like, I think that's the right move. And for certain people like Magnus Carlsen, he has the ability to just kind of play hope chess because he's so smart that hope chess is really just instinctual chess for him, and it's the correct move almost 100% of the time. But for hope chess, for someone like me who I haven't played that much chess in my life, I've never played it that well. I've never really been coached on it, and I don't know the general idea of what I should do in certain positions. Like, I haven't seen that many positions because I'm not experienced. Hope chess is basically like, I think the knight should go here. That looks nice. Instead of making calculations. So hope chess is an idea that I've also transferred to football, with FIFA specifically. Because I noticed that sometimes I play hope FIFA, or hope football, whatever you want to call it, where I'll just like fling forward through balls with the hopes that one of my strikers will run onto that. And it does work occasionally. If you have a really fast, pacey striker, they'll just get in behind, you'll perfectly time it. But the chances aren't very high. It's not like you're passing it around and you're making calculated decisions. So I wonder if YouTube is hope. Hope. Am I doing hope YouTube? where I just kind of make the videos and I hope that it actually works, or if I should be more calculated in the videos I make. I made a certain videos I was kind of calculated because I would purposely make a player review for players who were highly anticipated, aka who were fast, like Chucky Lozano. Strikers I noticed did well, but it wasn't like I never really calculated how good a video would be, and then I made the decision. It was more like hoping that, yeah, this kind of seems like it would work. And I wonder if that's what other people do on YouTube. Do they just kind of like hope a video works? They'll like make it and be like, yeah, this seems trendy, and then it works. Or is there some weird algorithm that plays a factor? Maybe it's just survivorship bias that I see all these big channels. I'm like, dang, I could have done that instead. When in reality, for every BuzzFeed, there might be 10 other Muzz feeds that are basically the same thing, but they just didn't, for whatever reason, they didn't get picked. And YouTube seemed to favor BuzzFeed videos. Or like, instead of BuzzFeed, use a YouTuber like Will and E. I really like Will and E. I watch his videos a lot. But it's not like Will and E created this incredible product. He kind of just, he made a good idea, but I'm pretty sure other people have done something similar. But for whatever reason, he became famous, or he became popular. I wonder if other YouTubers with like pretty much the same content were just sitting there like, hey, what about me? What's up with that? I did the same thing. I don't know why I like analogies so much, but it's kind of like fishing. I'm a big fisher guy. I'm a fisherman, if you will. I like fishing a lot. I wonder if it's just like with fishing, I always thought that you can have the perfect scenario. Like you can time it to when the water temperature is right for fishing, when the sun is about to set and the fish are out to eat. You have the proper bait. You have the proper color if it's an artificial bait. You know what line you should use so the fish don't see it. You know about what depth they seem to be just lurking around. Like you can time all that perfectly, and you can have all that knowledge. But if for whatever reason there doesn't seem to be a fish in that area, you're not going to catch anything. Even if you have the best quality stuff, it's just not going to work. Whereas you can, like, the biggest bass I ever caught was I just happened to see a bass, like, I think it was on the side, and it might have been protecting its eggs, so I think that could be illegal to catch, but regardless of that, I saw a huge bass just sitting on the side, and I grabbed I am recording a podcast! We have a guest intruder! So I grabbed just a random hook. No. I grabbed a little like rusty hook that I had, and I put this artificial bait, like a plastic bait that wasn't intended for bass. It was intended for, I think, crappie, which are smaller fish. And I just kept throwing it at the bass until I hoped something happened, and then it eventually took it. And that was probably like a 6 or 7 pound bass, which is a good sized fish. And it wasn't that I made like the best decisions about timing everything, but I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. And I wonder if that's how YouTube works. I'm distracted because we have an intruder, and she's ruffling my feathers. And by my feathers, I mean this plastic wrap. I hope everyone is okay. Okay, Toodaloo. Why are you doing the okay symbol?
Over my eye.
Oh, what does that even mean?
Lady Gaga does it.
Lady Gaga is not at the party. I can't see you. They can't see you. You're not John Cena. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish I had a soundboard. I was supposed to get a soundboard for this. But I looked it up and everything was just like free, but really crappy. We've hit 40 minutes. I need to I need to say a couple things that I forgot because I've just been rambling. I would like to make this. I'm going to steal an idea I've seen from many people, where they just have fans put in their questions or advice, and then you answer them, because sometimes I don't want to just ramble. So if you guys have questions, if you want some advice on anything, I give really great advice. I give really, really, really good advice. But just put it in the comments down below. Maybe you can tweet at me. Maybe you can call me. Here, I'll give you my number. I think that'll add an interesting element to the podcast show. Also, I was thinking about doing vlogs, but I was just making fun of vlogs earlier because nothing happens in them. And I've done vlogs before where nothing happened. And I just went to the park. I'm like, I'm going to go to the park because I want to try to vlog something. And I was just kind of like, this is really boring. Why is anyone going to watch this? And it never really came to fruition to have like a vlog series. I think podcast is more my thing. I'm just rambling my head off. So I might do vlogs, but it's not that great. I think the advice thing is more interesting. If you guys want really, really wonderful advice, leave that down below. Hope you guys enjoyed me rambling for 40 minutes. I think I got some good stuff, though. I think I might have worked something out a little bit. Life isn't about figuring things out as quickly as possible. It's about trudging along and suffering for several years as a low-income earner on YouTube before you eventually decide to quit. I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to spay your pets. What a podcast.